Cooler and I'm flyer too. Damn. Cooler and I'm flyer too.
Man, oh man, oh man. What it is and what it do. Welcome back to the show that is Cooler and Flyer 2. A1 Forever Sports. It's me again, Chris Tip Moore. Be generational because it's always time to be, and why settle for less when you can always have more with the vision. And speaking of the vision, I was liking some of the things I seen tonight from the Atlanta Hawks, man. The Atlanta Hawks pull off a 1 point victory over the Cleveland Cavaliers, 108-107 in dramatic fashion, man. I mean, Cleveland Cavaliers, they had players trying to do some things. I believe Okoro was the guy who was like the high man. I believe he had 19. But this is about the Atlanta Hawks here, man. Trey Young, he played 16 minutes, had 12 points, ended up having about 5 assists. He was 2 for 7 from three and 2 from 8 overall, 25% from the field. But he looked, I'm saying, kind of comfortable out there. He looked comfortable and in control of the offense. If you ask me again, like I said, 5 assists and he 3 steals, so he made a difference on the defensive end as well, man. This is only preseason. Everybody was looking kind of rusty on both sides of the ball, honestly. First preseason game, man. These guys are getting back into real competition, so that is kind of to be expected. Oyeka Okongwu, I enjoyed his showing. Oyeka, he played 19 minutes and had 12 points tonight, man. He actually shot five. He hit 5 shots off of 7 attempts, 71% from the field, and hit 2 out of his 3 point field goal attempts at 66%. Onyeka also had a little nice Euro step tonight that was actually looking pretty clean. Looking pretty clean, if you ask me. If Onyeka can add these elements, it can just only benefit the Hawks, man. These elements can become consistent. Onyeka for three and being able to put the ball on the floor and get to the rim and make a play, it's going to be nothing but beneficial for the Atlanta Hawks. I really enjoyed what I seen from them, and I know it's only going to get, better. I really do. Also, Mo Gay, I will say something about him. I feel like tonight was just kind of just an off night, rusty night. You're always going to have it, but he has potential to be a nice stretch four addition to the Atlanta Hawks, even though he is a rookie. And I'm gonna speak on more rookies in a minute because the 16 players suited for the Hawks and all 16 end up playing. There was no Bogdan Bogdanovic and no DeAndre Hunter tonight, as the Hawks will be looking to rest players over different preseason games, and it's going to be different lineups. You're going to see different guys in there. So, it's expected. It's preseason, guys. So, field goals. The Hawks have shot 43.5% from the field, 29% from three. Again, preseason, but 88% on the free throw percentage. Only 22 assists compared to 30 from Cleveland, but hey, we out rebounded Cleveland 50-40. You definitely want to see that. Points off turnovers were pretty close. Turnovers, it was a lot of turnovers in this game, really between both teams. 38 between both teams, 20 from the Hawks, 18 from the Cavs. But I have to go back again and say it again, preseason, guys. Now, Cleveland did have more fouls than the Hawks, 21-16. I want to talk about a couple players and individuals. I want to start with Jalen Johnson and what I've seen from Jalen. Jalen, he only had 7 points off of 2 of 5 shooting, so he really didn't shoot that much. But I liked his ball handling ability at the power forward position. A couple of times you actually seen some pick and roll action where you had Jalen Johnson actually as the ball handler, and you had a guy like Yucca Okongwu rolling, so you had like a 4 or 5 pick and roll with these two guys. And Jalen also, like I said, his ball handling, his passing abilities, and also attacking the rim himself. But Jalen Johnson, man, I think he needs to get more confident in his just abilities because he's still growing. And I believe as the season progresses, the regular season, should I say, Jalen is going to show some things for the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, he's already got dynamic ability just being able to handle the ball at the four position. The only thing I would say about Jalen Johnson that I didn't like was at about 9:49 in the third quarter. Buffkin had a wraparound pass to Jalen Johnson, who was wide open for the three-pointer, but instead passed it to A.J. Griffin in the corner, who had a man closing out to him. And JJ, I just say you got to take that shot, man. You got to be confident in yourself. Yes, it's preseason, but you have to be confident in yourself to be able to take that shot because Quinn Snyder is going to probably jump on you about not taking that shot. He was definitely wide open and should have took it. AJ Griffin, he had a decent showing. He had about 11 points, 4 of 10 from the field. But he had a decent showing. I enjoyed what I seen from AJ, and I believe he's going to continue to grow. He had a couple step through floaters and actually hit a three. I think he was 1 for 4 on his threes. That's going to improve because we know that's one thing that AJ can do is shoot the ball. A guy who was a pleasant surprise for me was Wesley Matthews. Yeah, man, 15-year vet Wesley Matthews coming in and giving the Hawks quality minutes on both sides. He drew a charge. Sure, he was helping moving the ball on the offensive end. So Wesley Matthews, very pleasant surprise. The Hawks looked more aggressive on defense too, if I do say so myself. I credit that to Quinn Snyder and the coaching staff that he has put together. So that right there, the Hawks looking more aggressive on defense. I believe extra effort, you can't replace effort. Having extra effort and ability on both ends like that will definitely aid you in what you're trying to do as a team, man, on both sides of the ball. So I enjoy to see the aggressiveness on the defense because the defense, easy defense or turnovers on defense turn into easy offense. So I like that. Again, back to the turnovers. It was 20 turnovers in the game by the Atlanta Hawks, but 9 of those came in the first quarter alone, and then they cleaned it up with 0 in the second quarter. Now, mind you, in the second half, not a lot of starters played. It was the guys like the second and third strings that really finished off kind of like the game, especially in the fourth quarter. You had pretty much almost like third stringers out there and rookies that you just drafted. And all the rookies, they did their thing. Kobe Buffkin, I really like what he brings. I like the fact that he can create his own shot and get to the cup. He's a lefty, so a lot of people are going to forget that he's a lefty, and he's going to be able to use that to his advantage. At first, I felt like his first couple of shots was a little rushed because, he's excited, man. Preseason, real NBA action. And I said after he missed like his first 2 shots, I was like, Kobe, if you just settle down, those things will start dropping. And he did. He settled down, and the shots, they started to fall. I said he created his own shots. He had some big time plays. I enjoyed what I seen from Buffkin. I just want him to, moving forward, just clean up the foul trouble. I believe he had like 4 fouls. But he did, settle down as far as like on the fouls as well. And he played a clean game, at least a clean fourth quarter. The Hawks in the second half, they did start off a little slow on defense, and that aided Cleveland to be able to come back. Well, first of all, they cut into the lead because the Hawks were up, and they cut into the lead. The next thing you know, Cleveland took the lead and was up by as many as 12, I believe, at one point in time. But the Hawks showed something that we wanted to see, and that's some fight. The Hawks showed great fight tonight, man, being able to come back because Cleveland was having too many second chance opportunities at one point, and the Hawks was able to clean that up. You had back-to-back threes to cut it to 3 by Garrison Matthews and then Seth Lundy, and then you start to see Cleveland try to run it up again on the Hawks. But the Hawks, they weathered the storm. Next thing you know, step back three from Seth Lundy, who was perfect from the field, 3 for 3, going 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. He hit a big three, cut it down to one. Forest fire. That boy Trent Forrest, he played big down the stretch. So I'm talking about hitting a big turnaround midi to take the lead. And then he also drived after it was a big shot on the Cleveland side, big 3-pointer. I ain't gonna lie, I did not like that, but it happened. And then Trent got the ball, said, "Give me that guy. I'm gonna go get buckets." He went, banked the shot with extras. The fans were going crazy like it was a regular season game, but it was just exciting, man. Very, very exciting. And then Forrest would knock down the free throw, giving Atlanta the 1-point lead. Trent Forrest, man, 13 points, and he had 11 of them in the fourth quarter. I'm talking about smoking. The man was on fire. And it's so crazy because Trent Forrest had to be like just the player of the game. He even made the defensive play on the other end to prevent Cleveland on the lob. He deflected Cleveland's inbound pass on the lob to end the game. Great finish. Great way to fight by the Atlanta Hawks, man. I was so proud to see it. And I just want these guys to build off of that, man. Continue to build off of that. The Hawks finished the fourth on a 20-10 run. And again, like I said, great fight, great execution of the game plan. And Quinn Snyder and the coaching staff, they stayed on these guys. They kept encouraging these guys, these young guys now. And they were able to battle back and come out with the victory, because at one point in time, like late in the game, about 2 minutes or less in the game, it looked like the Hawks were about to take an L in this game. And a few threes, man, and a few exciting rookies, and a guy who's on a 2-way contract comes in and wins the game. Man, you can't make this up. You can't make this up, man. We move. We MFing move, man. It's only preseason, so we can't get too high or too low. You know how that goes. But this is a good showing by the Atlanta Hawks. You know what I'm saying? And they also followed suit from, the weekend by the other Georgia teams, as far as the Bulldogs, as far as the Braves with their dramatic comeback. Shoot, the Hawks just had a dramatic comeback. And then you also had, of course, the Falcons taking care of business. It was a well-rounded situation for Atlanta, and I just very happy to see it, guys. But I just wanted to get into this rapid recap with you guys about our Atlanta Hawks again, getting the first preseason win against the Cleveland Cavaliers, 108-107, in dramatic, electrifying fashion by Trent Forrest Fire. Man, he just went ahead and took over the game. Love to see it. You love to see that dog. And until next time, guys, peace and blessings to you guys. Come on back to the show that is cooler and fly too, which is A1 Forever Sports, with your host, Chris Tip Moore. Be generational, because it's always time to be. Trent Forrest showed you that tonight. And you don't have to settle for less, because you can always have more with a vision. And it seems like Quinn Snyder has a vision for this team, had his full off season. We're going to see what he has to bring and what the Atlanta Hawks have to bring the city of Atlanta going forward. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll holler.
Truly, cooler and I'm flyer too. Jam.